Hello and welcome. It's the first day of sun in a very, very, very long time. I was just testing a sail, but the hang cons are too small and they don't go around the stay, so I don't know. So I'm going to have to, no, I probably can't use that one. So that's just a sideline thing. But today I'd like to, if possible, test my AIS and see if that still works. A lot of this equipment hasn't been tested since the fire, so I don't know if any of the stuff works, if it ever will work again, because the true cost of the fire, every day I see things that need to be replaced, new things I need to get. So for now, let's start going over this. This is a separate independent AIS system, so if this thing works, it's one isolated system that I can ignore and move on with my life. I know that I don't need anything else because it's done. Then it's testing the nav stuff and the autopilot, which already didn't work too well. But I'm sure that was just a matter of a position sensor that needed replacing. But I thought I'd start on that. I'm going to need a day or two of sun to just dry out the boat and dry out the deck. Water's still dripping from all over the place and down the mast and in corners. But alright, let's test this stuff, see what we find. Yeah. Alright, so I got my AIS working. There's a bunch of boats around me. This seems to work okay. That flashing at the top corner there on the right is a collision alarm because everything is basically on top of me, crashing into me. And that would be those guys over there and those fishing boats over there in the distance. But I kind of knew that worked, and I'm not so stressed about that. What I am happy does kind of work is this thing. So it's definitely picking up some stuff. I can definitely zoom in and out. That's quite cool. Yeah, this is awesome. It takes CMAP maps, which I know you can still get. If anybody knows where I can get these that'll work on this Furuno chart plotter, let me know. I know you can buy them still. They're just stupid expensive. One of the things that does suck is the radar. So I'm going to see if you guys can see this. So the radar displays is pretty bad. It looks just untidy and messy. The resolution is very the resolution is quite bad. I don't know if you guys can see. It looks like there's just stuff constantly around me. I used to be able to see actual shapes of things, but right, so this is a whole other ball game. And that beeping is me apparently being warned that I'm about to crash into something. Alright, so the next thing to test is the compass. I'm very worried about that because it melted a little and the cables melted a bit. So let me show you. Alright, so these are the cables and this is what they look like after the fire. Now it could be that they still work, but I'm not holding my breath. They just, I don't really know. Let me get the compass out so long and I'll show you that. So here's the compass, the heading sensor. It is in pretty poor shape. Melted a little bit on the top here and it melted a little bit on that side. So I don't know what the state of it is. So I'm going to plug it in now and it will either work or it won't. So let's see what happens on the unit once I've plugged it in. Alright, so this is plugged in. It is plugged in correctly, and from what I can see there is no Yeah, I don't seem to see anything telling me anything. Now it's possible I need to plug in the autopilot to check that as well. Alright, so now nav pilot. Now I don't know if you guys can see this at all. But it seems to think the rudder is full over on one side to starboard. Can you guys see this? It's really terrible display, so sorry about that. Rudder angle error. I think that makes sense. Alright, that could be any number of things. I've long suspected that the rudder position sensor is pooked. I can't see any proof that no speed data. Alright. Wow, and I'm crashing into a boat. It's going quite rough here. There we go. So it's not getting any data from various bits and pieces, which is fine because the other units are turned off. I get that. But it is plugged into the server that provides the heading sensor, and I don't see anything here that's actually picking that up. So I'm not sure if this stuff works. Okay, so we've just run a lead. So I've pushed this down through there, through those conduits, under here, into the corner. I don't even know if we can see it. Ran it through this hole and routed it all the way up into there, and all the nav equipment stuff that we did yesterday, this will be power to the nav area up here. It'll be neater when I put a conduit on this side going up through that hole, and this will be neater once I've tidied it up. But for now I just wanted to run the conduit, and I have some assistance today, so it helps doing that. Next, I need to install one of the switch panels, maybe put power to it, depending. And that'll be probably for that nav equipment. Now, I'm not sure how we're going to do that. We might have to run multiple leads to the top, probably need to run multiple leads to the top. I don't know yet, so let me investigate that. If you're wondering why I'm doing that, and nothing on deck, it's because, as per usual, that is what outside looks like. And we've had rain constantly again. So yeah, back to electrical work. So let's have a quick squiz and see where we're at. Install new port side portals. I'm going to leave that there because there is literally just the one left, and hopefully we'll do that today. Freshwater flush. We have done that on the engine. We have not installed the T yet, but until I've replaced the pump, there's no point in doing that. So it's a task that's just sitting there annoying me, but I'm never going to get to it. Tow repair is reliant on finishing the sanding of the forward deck. Then the boat can turn around, then I can do that. Can reconnect raw water to the engine. Again, this is dependent on getting the new pump. And install new hatch, which we've done. All I have to do is bed it down, but I haven't had a single day of good weather to do that. So in the next few days there will be some sunny days, and then I'll be able to do that. Now I am going to plane that so that I can seal off that last little bit and start working on finishing that task. Good, and now we'll go to the one behind you. Right. So if you slide backwards on your leg. that's it for me for this week. I'm tired and it's been a bit of a miserable week. You know, after about like 3 weeks of pretty much constant rain with like an hour of sun that pops out, and I quickly, furiously try to squeeze some work in, and then it comes down again. It affects your mental health. So that'll be me. But we got this done. We got that glue up done. I've already sanded it. So in the next video, hopefully it will be me painting it and getting ready to install this final port light on the port side. We have ticked off a few items on the board. I have some more stanchion work to do this week to finish the other 5, which are all going to go on the port side, so that'll probably happen this weekend. There is some anchor work that needs to be completed so that I can get the last piece of the anchor made, and that'll probably be maybe next week. Although if the weather is good, I'd rather not do that work and instead focus on the deck. And the deck is just about done. It requires one quick sanding and then top coat. So I'm very looking forward to that. There is the final Sikaflex bead and seal of the hatch that I need to do. And then the beginnings of what's going to be running cable for all of the electrical systems. I think with emphasis on getting all of this stuff up here, all of the nav stuff sort of working and installed. So yeah, there's plenty to do, and I'm going to try and get as much of it done as possible in the next week or so. But as usual, I overpromise and very much underdeliver. But that's it. So thank you, everybody. Thanks for sticking with me. It's a very long episode, and I had some helpers this week. Thank you to Dylan for coming through and spending a day helping me out. Thank you to Raquel for coming through and helping me out as my camera woman for a day. So I'll see you all next week. Have a lovely week and a lovely coming weekend. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.